Okay, people, it is April 24th, 2016. As you can see, I got my 2011 T-2 forms. Alright, this is just a 2007. Here's my little boot covering up my business number. Okay? And I'm trying to remember how I did this, people. This is the problem. I have to go back into all these numbers. And you have to remember, I'm struggling with this pressure in my head, ringing in my ears. You know, since I've been out in the yard, my nose is running all the time. I'm really tired, right? And eyes are going this way and eyes are going that way and they're going in circles. And so anyway, there's my 2011 expense report, okay? And that's bare bones minimum, people, okay? I'm serious, bare bones minimum. Hold on. Look how that's blooming, people. That looks pretty neat, eh? Doesn't that look pretty cool? Hmm? Look at that purple one over there. Look at that. It just bounced back twice as hard this year. Did you notice compared to last year? Like it's 2 times fuller, 3 times fuller. Like, seriously. If you were to compare, Andre, can you move, please? If you were to compare this from last year to this year, it's like a huge difference. Like, huge. Oh, I don't know, people. See, I put those back on. I won't put that many, but I'll just leave that, and that keeps the raccoons off, right? Okay, so anyway, I'm getting like really overwhelmed here because after a while, people, what happens to me is it all starts to look the same. And because I've been doing this for years and years, and you know, this table can take on another leaf. And when you have this a wide open table, and in the old days, I used to have envelope after envelope after envelope after envelope. In terms of this, an envelope about this big, right, with a bunch of information in it, and that's the stuff that I sent to the United States of America, to President Obama, to Governor Rick Perry, to Al Sharpton. Well, not so much through Al Sharpton versus Jesse Jackson, NAACP, the mayor of New Orleans, Billy Nungager from Plaquemine Parish, who is the lieutenant governor of Louisiana now. Same kind of package, okay? And all across the table. And then there's other people, and then all the local politicians in my area, and Vancouver, and some MLAs, and some MPs, and some city councilors, and I've been doing this for years, right? And then every 5 years or whatever it is, I have to come in and sit down and do these books, right? So anyway, my eyes are just like rolling in my head because I'm just so not up for this, people. I'm so not up for this because all I'm sitting here thinking about is my landlords. I don't know who's making these decisions, right? You know, they're giving me 1 to 2 years because when my landlady gave me the eviction notice, which is right here, you know, I'm like, I can't move. It's not that simple, and blah, 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 blah. And she said, well, how long do you need? And I said, well, at least 2 years. At least 2 years. Right? Because I didn't do 6 years of yard work to be kicked out at the end when it's just coming together. And if I stick around just for another year or 2 with that cutoff, as a guarantee that, you know, after 2, we can't help you no more because we're selling the house and blah, 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 blah. Then they got me working for 1 to 2 more years, people. Either or, I'm still coming out with the short end of the stick, right? I mean, like, you with that plant outside blooming. It's blooming. It didn't look like that last year. This year, it actually looks pretty. So anyway, I'm off track here. So what I'm looking for, okay, you see, everything is code. Remember I said all you have to do is just import the numbers into your T-2 forms? Well, that's what I'm doing here. These numbers I could find. I'm looking for the revenue end of things. There was no revenue in 2011. All I was doing was spending money, promoting the X Club and that kind of stuff. And, you know, and just trying to stay out in the community a little bit with the kids. So anyway, this was 2007, this one, right? Because this is old photocopy. I'm looking for these codes, these field codes, and I can't really find them. I can't find them. I don't know where I pulled those numbers off of. Okay, there's 800 there, but where's 166? I don't see no 166 in here. I'm missing pages. And then there's this. This is from like 2010, right? So this is all I have to draw on. You know, and it's like having to learn it all over again because, you know, I haven't seen it since 2010. I don't know. So anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm really, really struggling with this. These are the income statements. This is the way I do them. Hold on. Let's see. Let's just go to the first page. I'm looking for the first page. Of course, it'd be all mixed up, right? 3, 4, 2. This must be 1. Okay, this is 1. I don't know, maybe I should stand up. That's 1. After I show you this, I'm just going to upload it, and then I'm just going to sit here and do this stuff, okay? And then after I get this done, I'm hoping to get it in an envelope tonight. And then I can focus on 2011 or 2012. I don't know what I've got done for 2012 yet. I don't have the income statements printed out. I think I maybe did some of the expense report, but that's about like filled them out in ledgers, but I haven't imported them into a piece of paper yet. So anyway, I'm exhausted, people. Like this stuff, I just can't cope with it anymore. Like I can't. I'm trying, but it's just too difficult. So anyway, you can see new foundation for community partnerships. There's a society number, right? And then we've got the provincial trust account ledgers. Okay, so there's the youth safe house, the adoption aid and benefit, the grants for growth, the children at risk, the social security district enhancement 1, which is for universal school meal programs and that type of thing, right? We got the outreach to Africa, which is missionary work and that type of stuff, and you know, sending global food to places in crises and that type of stuff. U.S. student exchange speaks for itself. Gifts for education. These are things that are going into the system, whether through schools or the rec centers or in places like that. The Malcolm X Learning is the more alternative end of education. You know, whether it's like an adult learning a second language, or maybe it's an art program for high-risk youth. There's that kind of stuff. District Enhancement 2 is for waterways and landways and more for the nature aspect of our community, okay? And then I kind of total everything up. There was a total, for 2011, there was a total provincial donation of $50, okay? That came from me, just to keep things going. There was something else going on in there. And then I just add everything up, I get my total, all right? It's in the ledger, anyway. And then, this is number 3. And then we go into districts. So this is the provincial, this is the district. So what's going to happen, though, in 2012, there's going to be another 1 to 2 more pages under provincial ones, okay? You'll see what will happen. But in the meantime, because we got those extra trust accounts through HSBC Bank, right? And then because the foundation breaks itself up into districts, and in terms of we support the different districts within the province of British Columbia, Canada, if and when there's money in there, right? So, and it gets deposited in from various locations. So, like an example, the collection box, right, which is over here. Okay, you see this, and there's the community one. So we can take 5% of that, and we could put it into Surrey. And then through the ledger, you would write down, because it came in from this kind of a box, like an animal program with animals, for animals, then it would go towards their city pounds and that kind of stuff. Maybe raccoon, prevention and, de-ratting certain areas of Surrey. Who knows? I'm just using that as an example. Whether it comes in at 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, it doesn't matter. It would go into that account. If these boxes were in Vancouver, same thing. Okay, yes, I do. I have Vancouver right here. Okay, so if this box was sitting up in Vancouver, and then you count the money, you'd put your percentage in, and you'd write into your ledger, right? These are ledgers, people. This is what the ledger is, okay? To cross-reference the numbers and totals, because you're just sending the total numbers to the federal government. That's what you're doing. Okay? And then, so I do, there's only 4. I kept it generic, really simple, haven't done anything with it for years. It's sitting there, they're active, but just, anyway. And then just, this is something that the accountant's going to want to look at, or, you know, our new board director that's taking on the treasurer part of things. I would like to think that he's going to forward this over to an official accounting firm, but, you know, we need more money in there before that happens. If no money goes in here, people, if this doesn't start changing, it's going to go dissolution, because I can't cope with it on my own anymore. I just can't. I told the treasurer that I would take care of the 5 years, which I'm going to try and follow through, and then after that, you know, we'll see how it changes. But basically, these things will pretty much stay the same, I would like to think, because they are readable and they make sense when I walk you through it. So general cash ledgers, members' dues. So like if people were paying member dues, after you do your initial deposits into your provincial trust accounts off of member dues, so those provincial accounts also continue to grow through membership. What's remaining would go in here. What's remaining, right? And something like that, I'd have to take to a chart so I can write it out so you can see it. It would take too long to explain it. Outside of, if your member dues are $30 and $14 has to go into those provincial trust accounts, you take off the $14 and then you put the remaining in there. I think it's a bit more than $14. I think it's about $20. So $10 would go in here, and then $2 would go in here, $2 would go in here, $2 would go in here, $2 would go, and so on, and so on, and so on. And then you multiply that by, 1,000 people. Let's see. So if you have 1,000 people times $2 equals, so if 1,000 people paid $30, 2,000 would go there, 2,000 would go here, 2,000 would go here, 2,000 would go here, 2,000 would go here, 2,000 would go here. Did you see how fast that jumped up? And then the remaining from that $30, based on 1,000 people paying $30 for member dues, would go into the members' dues. And then that would be used for expenses for the nonprofit, operating expenses and that type of stuff. Petty cash 1, that's when you're doing park events and stuff like that, or little fundraisers or whatever. I didn't know. I was just setting up the ledgers back in those days. So general deposits, that's a floater account. New gear, that was when I was making costumes, and I'd give like a 1% or a 2% off my sales, and I would deposit. And if you notice, there's still money in there. It's been sitting there for a long time. GS returns. At one point, I was using that as an in and out, just to verify it through the bank statements. But it's been inactive for a very long time, because anything that needs to be seen is usually done now through the ledgers, or just through the tax forms, just whatever Revenue Canada sends back to me. Same thing with PST, right? Provincial Sales Tax. My goal was more just to set up the system than it was to try and do it all the time, right? Because I don't have the ability. I'm not smarter than this. I can't go past this. This is as far as I can go. That's why we need new people on board, people that understand this stuff better than I do. And then we've got, dividend shares since 2001, total of $73 in there. You can see that. Dividends for 2011 was $4.16. Advertising, sponsorship credit. Here at the X Club, we can give my landlord credit for that. Okay, it's kind of like a little advertising sponsorship credit. She helped pay somebody with the roof there, right, when I moved in the X Club. So I have the receipt for that, and it's just going to be posted when this gets posted on the internet as an advertising sponsorship credit, in terms of a landlord took some initiative to participate in that program, right? If it was a company, it would have been listed as a company, but it wasn't a company. Okay. Reimbursement of expenses. This is mine. This is the whopper. Okay, since 2000 and, well, since 2001, since 2000. Since 2000. When you go all the way back, total expenses to date is $26,230.93 on the low ball, people. Total reimbursement expenses paid back to me since that time, since 2000, has been $3,489.20. Amount still remaining as of 2011 is $22,741.73. And then account number 2, right? This is the person that works with me with the park. He's still owed $1,310. Okay? And then there's the account business saving gateway place, okay? This is another offshoot. This is a subgroup to the group, right? So if you wanted to get more specific in terms of the district of Surrey, you have Fleetwood, you have Gateway, you have Cloverdale or whatever, like, I don't know, like, you know, like Green Timbers, and you can actually break these things up so that when you get a large amount of money coming in, and then when it comes time to disperse that money back out into programs, these little accounts are already situated. So through your ledgers, through your accounting, you would take off, you know, $100, and you would deposit it into that account, and then whoever had control of that account via through their local area, right, would be able to draw on that money. Or you put the money in there, and then you would write a check from that account to the appropriate community groups in that area. And in this case, it would be Gateway, right? And if you wanted to, you know, like I say, branch out from a group to a subgroup, then you can add in Newton, you can add in Fleetwood, you can add in Green Timbers, you can add in anyway, you get the point, right? And that's all, that would be all listed under the Surrey. Okay, that's when you'd get more creative with these things, right? And where is it? Here it is. So Surrey. So here, just as an example, here we've got the main districts. We've got Surrey, we've got New Westminster, we've got Delta, we've got Vancouver. Okay, that's the one page there with just the districts. I think there's something like 89 districts or 189 districts in the province of British Columbia. So you could have every district listed, and then within those districts are districts. Andre, I don't want that to spill, right? So in this case, then you would add, Surrey would get its own page, and then you would add Savings Gateway, Savings Newton. This is all listed under Surrey. And then New Westminster would get its own page. And that's how you keep transparency within your books, in my opinion. And that's why I set it up this way. So anyway, I'm going to upload this as now.